Okay, so let's talk about the future tense. So look over here on the right, and first we learned the present equative. So the shagird yam, I am a student. Okay, and we learned this means like I am. Then last week we talked about the future equative. Okay, and so we learned that all we have to do to make a present, like to make a present equative sentence, a future equative sentence, is we just add in this ba, which roughly translates to will. So zuba shagirdyam, I will be a student. Zuba shagirdyam, I will be a student. The only difference between these students, between these sentences, is ba. Okay, so now we're going to use the verb leedel. So if you want to go ahead and search for it, type in leedel, Leedul, then click on it, and then make sure that this roots and stems thing is open, okay? So this means to see, and so let's look at this sentence. Zeta winam. This is the present tense. I see you, or it could even mean I'm seeing you, but the present tense. Zeta winam. And we use the imperfective stem to make this sentence. Okay, we've also studied the subjunctive. Zeta winam. Okay, and this could be translated several ways, and depending on the sentence, it could mean several things, but I'm just going to choose this. I should see you. Like, and actually, this is often a question, like, should I see you? Okay, so notice we use, the only difference between these two sentences is the oo here, right? Otherwise, they're exactly the same. And so this is using the perfective stem. So the subjunctive uses the perfective stem, whereas the present tense uses the imperfective stem. Okay, so that's all review. Now, I'm reviewing that because when we get to the future, notice there are two future tenses. Okay, whereas we only had one present tense and then we had the subjunctive. Now in the future we have two future tenses. Oops. Okay, so the first one is we take the imperfective stem and we add ba, just like we did the equative. So zebata winam, I will be seeing you. So notice that sentence, zebata winam, is identical to zeta winam, except for the ba. Okay, so I will be seeing you. Zubata winam, I will be seeing you. And you might say, well, yeah, when would I say I will be seeing you? Well, in Pashto, so in English, and one thing I want to make clear, in English we might use this in certain situations. In Pashto, we're going to use this in slightly different situations than we would in English, okay? So in Pashto, this is used to talk about something happening in the future while thinking of an event as an ongoing or recurring event. It can also be used to stress the certainty of something happening, like I will, I'll definitely be seeing you, I'll be seeing you tomorrow, kind of. So we kind of do that in English too, okay? So that's the imperfective stem with ba, and it makes the future, we call this the future imperfective, okay? So future is coming from ba, and then the imperfective stem that's where we get imperfective, okay? So then we also have another future tense, a second future tense, and it's called the future perfective, and the reason is because we use the perfective stem for that. And notice the perfective stem in this case is uwin, okay, uwinam. So zibata uwinam, and this means I will see you. Okay, so we have this type of tense in English as well. And so this is used to talk about something happening in the future while thinking of the event as a whole or as a one-time event. It can also be used when there is a little less certainty that the event will happen. Okay, but I would encourage you not to take my word for it, so to speak, but to just be listening for how people use this, because you will find that they do use this. There's situations where I would say in English, I will see you, and they will say, I will be seeing you, and vice versa. So the best thing is just to be aware of the difference and listen for this oo, because that's the only difference between those two. Listen for the oo and see when they're saying zubataouinam and zubataouinam. Okay, so that was with the verb lidel. Now, let's look at some other common verbs, like coel, for example. Yes. Okay, yeah, I'm going to look at this one. Okay, actually, let's look at not just coel, let's look at like verb car coel. Okay, That's better. Okay, so this is a compound verb. Okay, so we have the car plus coel. Okay, so let's go through these different tenses: the present subjunctive, future imperfect, and future imperfective. Okay, so let's say if I wanted to say this present tense, I am working. What would I say? Okay, answer. Actually, answer. Think to yourself. Pause the video if you need to. The answer is z, kar, kawam. Okay, so I'm going to use the imperfective stem, kar, and then add, the I at the end, so z, kar, kawam. Okay, so this is I am working, so this is the present. What if I want to say, like, should I work, or I should work? Z, kar, ukaram. So I use the perfective stem here, ukaram. Okay, this is the subjunctive. Okay, now let's talk about the future then. Let's say I want to say I will be working. I will be working. So this is future imperfective. Future imperfective. So I'm going to use the imperfective stem with ba. I'm going to say z, ba, kar, koum. That's the future imperfective. I will be working. What if I wanted to say I will work? The future perfective. So I'm going to use the perfective stem plus ba, zba, kar, ukaram. Zba, kar, ukaram. Okay, that's the future perfective. So notice, one thing I want to point out is whereas winum and uinum, the only difference was like it was like the u here. Notice kawum is an irregular verb, so it has a bigger difference. We have kawum and ukuram. Kawum and ukuram. That's so just be aware of that. Another really common one that we should review is the verb tlal, to go. So you'll notice that the perfective and the imperfective and the perfective stems are just quite different. We have z and larsh. Okay, so let's do this real quickly. Actually, go ahead and try to write out what you think the present subjunctive, future imperfective, and future perfective will be for tlal. So go ahead, pause the video, and do those 4. All right. So let's check your answers. So the answer is for present tense is z, zum. Okay, so use the imperfective stem. Then, so that's present. Then for the subjunctive, we use the perfective stem, so z, lar, shum. Okay, now this is confusing. If you're a lady, this is going to be z, lar, shum. Okay, yay, Pashto, that they throw in that like one confusing thing there, which is not with most present tense verbs. Okay, but it is with this one. So you just need to be aware of that. Okay, so that is the subjunctive. What about the future imperfective? Zuba, zum. Okay, future imperfective, like I will be going. And then the perfective, z, ba, lar, shum. Or, if you're a lady, z, ba, lar, shum. And this is the future perfective. Okay, great. So now hopefully you know with your dictionary how to find the imperfective, perfective stem. Now one other thing I'm going to show you real quickly here. Let me actually make this bigger. Okay. If you go in your LingDocs dictionary, let's close this just so it's a little bit easier, and you have 3 options: charts, phrases, quiz. Go to charts and go to basic. Charts in basic. Then you will see the basic tenses here. So the ones we just went over: present, subjunctive, imperfective, and perfective. The main parts are there, right there in the engine, the verb engine. Okay. Okay. So that's the chart. So that's how you can see like the form that you should use. Okay, and you have singular, plural, first. Well, Okay, this is a confusing one because it has first masculine, first person feminine, second person masculine, second person feminine, because Lada is anyways, it's a unique one. One other thing I want to show you though is phrases. So that's the charts. If you look at phrases, then you can choose the subject. Now there's a lot of options here, okay? You can choose the subject. So I, you, we, you, they, okay? Let's see, masculine, feminine. Okay, that's the... Anyways, you can play around with some of these ones. You can choose the subject. And this, okay, so this, so this is a verb that doesn't take objects. So, but then you can actually see the full sentence. So I have you, I have the perfective future, so tuba, oh, and then there's positive and negative too, sorry. So I'm going to just do the positive. Tuba larshe, you will go. We have a nice translation there, okay? Let's do another one here. Let's do Lidl. Okay. So, okay. Now this can be a little bit overwhelming because there's so many options, but most of the time if you leave the default option, click phrases, and then you have a subject. So let's say I'm the subject, and then I want you to be the object. I want to see you. So then I can click here on the object and click pronoun, and then I click on you, and then I want to say maybe present tense, zutawinem, I see you, or I am seeing you. Then I have imperfective future. Oh, sorry, I made a complaint here. I think it should be translated, I will be seeing you, but and I think he is going to change it. So hopefully by the time you watch this video, it will be changed. But perfective future, I will see you. So yeah, one thing, at least at the time of this video, for the imperfective and perfective future, he has I will see you for both. In my opinion, that's a mistake. It should be I will be seeing you for the imperfective future. And I've let him know, and hopefully that will be changing. Okay. But again, the main thing I want to show you though is notice you're actually forming the sentence, and you can know how you should form the sentence based on this phrases thing. Okay, now another really cool thing. So let's say here we go. Actually, sorry. Oh yeah, so I had already clicked on a pronoun, but notice you can actually use pronouns or nouns or participles. Don't worry about participles yet, but you could use a noun. So you could say like, man. Okay, so sorry, you actually have to know the Pashto word. It looks like, okay, so so use a verb you know, so sorai, okay, for example, man, and then let's use another noun, and we're going to use the word pisho, cat, okay, so I want to say the man saw the cat, or will see the cat, so I'm going to use the perfective future, the man will see the cat, sorai ba pisho uini, okay, the man will see the cat. So anyways, this is perfective future. I can change it to present. The man is seeing the cat, okay? As we learn other tenses, then you can use those, but for now, just do that. So anyways, this is like, you could use Google Translate. This is better than Google Translate because it has the transliteration and it is correct, whereas Google Translate sometimes messes stuff up. And this is all inside your dictionary. As I give you your assignment to make some example sentences, go ahead and try to use this phrases thing, and then let me know if you have any problems with it, and especially if you have any questions, because this really will be your best friend to help you gain confidence as you're trying to learn Pashto and create Pashto sentences. All right, thanks.